It's not right. You're a parent. You should be able to protect your kid.
Now at 5, breaking news, a family tragedy on the 55 freeway. A mother is the target of road rage, and in the end, her 6-year-old son was killed. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey. That shooting this morning is so heartbreaking and difficult to understand.
It certainly is, and I'm Jeff Vaughn. Thank you so much for joining us. Now the CHP is asking for help to find the gunman. CBS 2 Orange County reporter Michelle Gili along the 55 with new information at this hour. Michelle?
Yes, and we have better information on the car that the CHP thinks the gunman was in. This is a newer model white Volkswagen wagon, a sport type wagon. Also, we have a witness who talked to the boy's mother, and he says that she said that this car passed her, then got behind her, and then shots were fired.
I mean, she was hysterical, obviously. So, my baby.
A distraught mother whose son was shot in an apparent road rage incident is comforted by officers on the shoulder of the 55 freeway in Orange. The CHP says the car-to-car shooting is unrelated to dozens of recent BB gun attacks on Southland drivers.
What we have is a mom was driving a Chevrolet sedan, northbound 55, somewhere in this vicinity. Her 6-year-old boy was seated in the right rear passenger seat in the booster seat. There was some type of road rage incident. Unfortunately, the boy in the back seat was shot. He was transported to the hospital, and unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased.
Authorities say the gunman was in a white sedan and fired into the back of the victim's car around 8:10 a.m. There appears to be a bullet hole to the left of the Chevy's license plate. The tragic news of the boy's death came after the Highway Patrol shut down the northbound lanes of the 55 freeway near Chapman Avenue to search for clues. Officers and investigators paced off the crime scene. This couple pulled over to help the mother, who had taken her injured son out of the back seat. They described the road rage incident.
She was driving another car up, passed her up, and as she changed lanes, I guess they went behind her, and it was like, we don't know if... Basically, they shot into the back of her car, and they hit her son.
The continued freeway violence is petrifying drivers. A memorial for the child has been started on the bridge above the deadly scene.
So we have a kid. It's in your face, and it's too close to our house. And it's just not right. You're a parent. You should be able to protect your kid. And if you can't protect your kid, that really hits you. It hits your heart.
Now, anyone driving on this stretch of the 55 freeway, this is just north of the 22 freeway in Orange between the hours of 7:55 this morning and 8:15, is asked to help the CHP out. This is especially if you have a dash cam in your car. If you've got the footage and we're in that spot, please contact the Highway Patrol because they want to see if you have crucial evidence. By the way, we found out that this little boy lived in the city of Costa Mesa. I'm Michelle Gili, live in Orange. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Well, tonight, a community is heartbroken as the CHP works around the clock in search of a child killer. 6-year-old Aiden Leos was killed during a road rage shooting in Orange County. Right now, a reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of the shooter. Kick It On Orange County reporter Stacy Butler is live at Aiden's makeshift memorial tonight with the very latest on the story.
Yeah, Jeff, that's right. That reward just upped by $50,000. It is now at $100,000. And CHP officers tell me tonight, catching Aiden's killer is their number one priority.
Our investigators are working 24/7.
As the CHP ramps up patrols on Southland freeways looking for the person who shot and killed Aiden Leos, a memorial is growing for the 6-year-old above the spot on the 55 freeway where he was shot to death in an apparent act of road rage Friday morning on his way to school.
My prayer is that they find who did this. They have to find who did this and get justice.
They've never met the kindergartner at Calvary Chapel of Yorba Linda, but they didn't have to. They are parents and brothers and sisters who want his family to know they aren't grieving alone.
I lost my daughter in a car crash, and people put flowers where she was, and so I know that that made me a little, gave me a little comfort. So I'm hoping that'll bring her comfort, seeing all the love that there's out there for her.
As Aiden's family offers a $50,000 reward, an OC supervisor, Don Wagner, now matches it with another $50,000 for any information leading to an arrest. Tonight, investigators are asking for more tips in a case they say they're taking personally.
It hit home for a lot of officers, especially the 2 officers that responded to the scene. You go home and hug your loved ones, and you know, you feel for the mom. You know, I saw the way the mom was on the side of the freeway, and it was heartbreaking.
Officers are looking for a white Volkswagen station wagon. Aiden's mom says a woman was driving and the male passenger fired the gun.
They're working 24 hours, 7 days a week, nonstop. They want to solve this as soon as possible.
Now, the CHP says they still need the public's help. If you have any information, they'd like to hear from you. And they set up a new email tip line. We have more information on that if you just go to kcal9.com. Jeff and Susie, back to you.
Stay.
There's fear today on the freeways in Southern California after a slew of shootings. The latest ended in the death of a 6-year-old boy.
Toss the fires. We're getting reports that there is a child that has been shot in the back.
Little Aiden Leos was shot in a road rage attack while sitting in his booster seat on his way to kindergarten.
There was road rage on the freeway, and someone pulled out a gun and shot my little brother in the stomach. And he said, "Mommy, my tummy hurts." So she went and she picked him up, and he was bleeding on her.
It happened after the mother reportedly made a gesture at the driver of a white sedan after he cut her off in the carpool lane. Gunfire erupted moments later. You can see the bullet hole near the license plate, which shot through the trunk and into the back seat, striking the boy. Aiden's unspeakable killing comes amid more than 80 pellet gun shootings on California freeways, most of them on the 91 freeway, with 4 new shootings today. Now drivers are terrified they could be next, and their windows shattered by a random pellet.
That fear is real.
Mom of 3, Taryn Campbell, was driving home on the freeway when a pellet shattered her back window.
It could have hit me or startled me to where I swerved, and then I could have hit another car. It could have been fatal.
Don Pettinger was shot when he was driving to work, where he's a school superintendent.
It was more of a shock, heard a loud explosion.
He says the death of little Aiden is hitting home because he often drives his 3-year-old grandson to school. When you realize how close you came to Wyatt being struck, and then you hear about this 6-year-old who was killed, what goes through your mind?
It's devastating. Someone is out of control.
Florentino Oliveira is with the California Highway Patrol.
We have our investigators working every day, all day, all times of the day. We're getting assistance from the public.
Please help us find the people that did this to my little brother.
In California, the urgent hunt is intensifying for the person who shot and killed a 6-year-old little boy on a freeway. The child's mother speaking out with an emotional plea for justice for her son. Here's ABC's Irene Shaw.
Tonight, a mother demanding justice as the urgent manhunt continues for whoever shot into her car on a California freeway, killing her 6-year-old.
Toss the fires. Northbound 55 from Chapman. We're getting a report that there was a child that has been shot in the back.
He was kind and he was precious. And you killed him for no reason.
Joanna Clunan was driving Aiden to school when officials say a possible road rage incident began in the city of Orange.
There's a car behind me that cut me off abruptly. I heard a really loud noise. And my son said, "Ow." I had to pull over. And he got shot.
Officials say the bullet pierced the trunk, hitting Aiden in the back booster seat.
I tried to put my hand on his wounds while calling 911. He's losing a lot of blood.
He died a short while later. Joanna saying a woman driver and a man passenger were in the other car. Police saying the car was a white sedan.
And I want to find them. And I want there to be justice to be served for my son.
According to the family, investigators promised they would call the moment they learned anything new. Still no calls. Tonight, the family now saying they're offering a reward for any information that leads to an arrest. Lindsay?
That memorial growing behind you, Zareen, thanks so much.